So, in a recent interview, Kim Kardashian has stepped forward and she has spoken about the struggles of being a single parent. In the upcoming interview, it's been listed that she said things along the lines of, it's overwhelming. She cries herself to sleep at night. When you're in it, quote unquote, when you're in it, I mean, especially when they're babies and you're feeding, there's madness going on. It's like full madness. She talks about how chaotic it is and how stressful it is. And I thought that this was something that was extremely important to talk about, especially with the fact that, there's so many women out there who are watching the glitz and the glam. They watch people who are in relationships or in marriages, and then when the woman is fed up or she's not happy anymore, then she just moves on. She goes to get somebody else that seems like they'd be like the great, stepdaddy. And there's so many women that look up or look outside of themselves, look outside of their relationship, and they see people who are in quote unquote similar situations as they're in. And what they do is they say, oh, well, if she can leave her relationship, I can too. Or if she can go out there on the limb and be with somebody else and find somebody that will support her and take care of their children, I can do the same thing. And to be honest, I love the fact that this is exposing what it really is. While people are thinking that it's all cute or, it's not that big of a deal when a woman decides that she doesn't want to be in a marriage anymore, and then, I could do bad all by myself. I could do it, without anybody else. I could be a single mom all on my own. They love to talk about it as a badge of honor. But to me, I find it quite disrespectful for people who are doing it without a choice. Okay? And when I say without a choice, I mean as in, the father could be no longer living. It could be a situation where that person is incarcerated. It could be a lot of different things. Maybe he walked out and said he didn't want to do it, which is rare. We all know that's very rare. But women love to feel like they're in control of situations and talk about, well, I don't want to be with you no more. I could do this. I don't need you. I'm moving on. I don't feel like doing this anymore. They walk out of the marriage. And when you really take a very keen look into that woman's life or that woman's lifestyle after the relationship has ended, even though it was on her terms, more times than not, the woman ends up miserable. Crying themselves to sleep, not just because of the kids and because they're overwhelmed, but because they're looking back to see what kind of decision it is that they made and why did they really make that decision? Did that decision really make sense? You have women who have situations where they literally take the children from their father, play that tug of war game, manipulate the children's mind, make it seem like he's the enemy. And then when they're the ones who are stuck in the thick of it, to raise those kids through tough situations, through tough times, when it's hard, when it's not easy, when they're in the thick of it, then they're crying because they don't have anybody else to call. Can we talk about the fact that a lot of women are raising children on their own to spite the father? And instead it's actually spiting the kids? Because a lot of these women, they want to put themselves first. They want to put their careers first. They want to put their dreams first, their admirations first. And the kids are just a byproduct. It was just a way of getting further of what they want or what they desire their life to look like. But if we want to really talk about it, there's a great deal of children out there who would have been better off staying with their father instead of staying with their mother. Because even though maybe in the forefront, it wasn't something that he was gung-ho on, or the excitement that happens in the beginning of the journey with these children that the women have, maybe the man doesn't have. But what's so interesting is that when the children actually arrive, when they're actually, people in this world, it's the fathers, the true fathers who step up and are providing stability for them. They're putting their children first. They care about their children's well-being. while the women are still looking for their own selfish needs and desires. I don't even want to get into the fact that this is a woman who has nannies, who has chefs, who has help, who has care, who's talking about how hard it is to be a single parent. Let's talk about these women who were so, I don't want to go 50-50 with no man. I don't got time to be doing this. If he not going to pay all my bills, he could at least doing this, because if I could pay my bills, I might as well be by myself. So you're by yourself. You paying all your bills. You trying to figure out how you're going to take care of the kids you got. Women walk around nowadays as if being a single parent is a badge of honor that you can choose to collect. I don't know if you guys get me. Instead of it being them doing their best in a situation that they had to step up to the plate, or they had to make the best of the situation that they were already in, women are choosing to go through the struggle because they want to be a part of the single parent club or the single moms club. And if we want to be completely honest, most of y'all not even in the club. Because a single parent would mean that the other person has no parts. Other person not around, other person is not doing. Y'all be tearing the relationship between parent and child, between the father and the children, and talking about you a single parent. No, you're a manipulator. That's what you are. No, you're the person that is tarnishing your children and their mental stability for your own well-being. You're not a single parent. Because at any time that you call their daddy, he's willing to be there. As a matter of fact, a lot of you will go to the extent of cutting all ties and all communication with this man, and then talk about you a single parent. How? You are purposely drawing a wedge between father and child, and then you want to wear the badge of honor for the people who don't have nobody to call, who can't call somebody, who wish they had that support system, who wish that they could send their children to their father's house. And y'all be single-handedly, purposely. And you know what's so interesting? This is why I always say that who is perpetuating this culture is other women. Who's perpetuating the single mom narrative and the baby mama culture? It's women. Oh, girl, He doing you like that? You might as well just leave him and get with somebody else. Where's the somebody else? It's so funny that when we have conversations about marriages and children, we always hear men who are saying, you might as well stick with your baby daddy. You might as well stay with him. Don't go venturing off. Try to make it work. Exhaust all options. And then you have women on the side that are like, girl, you can get somebody else to take care of them kids. Girl, you could get somebody else that will do everything that he won't do. Can we be honest? We can only have this conversation if we're going to be honest. But I love that she's talking about the struggle again, which if she thinks she's struggling, imagine going to somebody who don't have all of the advantages that you have. But that it's not being glorified, because it's not a glorious thing. When you can make something out of your best out of a situation with whatever, place that you're in, maybe you had a lack of knowledge, maybe whatever it is, and you did the best to your ability, that's one thing. But people who be walking around choosing, you knew the relationship wasn't good. You knew you was already ready to leave. You knew you didn't want to be with this person anymore, and you still have another baby just to see what's going to happen. Things take a left turn and you talking about, oh, well, I don't want to be with you no more. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to raise these kids by myself because I don't want to have contact with you. Not realizing it's not about you. It's about your children. I don't want to have to deal with you. I don't want to have to see you. So I'm just going to do this by myself. And then you crying. Imagine that. After breakups or after women, it's so funny. Women are the ones who want the marriage, right? Oh, well, I'm not going to be a girlfriend forever. You know, I'm not going to be dating you. You need to put a ring on my finger. If you serious, then, you know, we need to make sure that we go to the next level. Then they get into the marriage, and they're the first ones who don't want to be in the marriage anymore. Oh, well, you know, he's too much, or I can't deal with this, or, you know, life has got boring. I'm bored. I don't feel the spark anymore. I need to, you know, feel that this. Or they see their homegirls that's single having hot girl summers, and they be jealous. Oh, I need to go back to the streets because, you know, I'm tired of this. I can't do this no more. Then they find problems in the marriage to break out of it. And then they're happy for a short period of time. But what's so interesting is that the man ends up finding true happiness and true joy. And then the woman ends up miserable. But everything was off of what you wanted to do. You the one that wanted to get married. Now you the one that wanted a divorce. You the one that wanted the kids. And you end up miserable. Does that mean to say that women should be under the leadership or the guide of a man because men are more structured? I believe so. They end up thinking from A to Z. Women be thinking from A to B. And then when Z happened, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect this. Now I'm miserable. I should have never done that. Duh. I could have told you that. I would love to hear what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.